What's up, guys? In this What's Up Wednesday, we're talking about a couple of new updates and added features to Google Docs. So we already know and love Google Docs for so many things, but these are a few that I'm very impressed with and happy to see, and I'm sure there'll be tons more to come, but let's focus in on just a handful. First up is formatting images. You now have the ability to layer your text with images. I love this one because formatting to me was not Google Docs' strong suit when it came to working with images and text together. So I really love this feature because now I can make my interactive worksheets and things a lot cleaner, especially if I'm adding in images that pertain to my lesson. Now, I know I just showed you an example with just a graphic and my title. Is that really changing my students' learning? No. But when it comes to building this out and putting different images in relating to our content, those two added features in there of behind text or in front of text are very helpful for formatting. So loving that they've added that. What else? They've also added a checklist feature, which I love because I'm very type A and love a good checklist. And I always incorporated that with my students too. So what I really think of when this first, comes to mind is building objective or your learning target criteria. So if you have your objective, and this is the first day we're talking about photosynthesis, well, let's break that down. What are some different things we're going to have to do to meet this objective? So I can go in and I can add my checklist and I can say, well, one thing we might need to do is define respiration. And then we may also need to define photosynthesis. So those are two key vocabulary words that we need to know in order to meet this objective. And then I can continue building out that list. And you can see as I hit enter, it just auto-generates a new checkbox for me. So as we go through the notes and the lessons and the activities and all the different things planned for this day or this unit, my students can come back, and when they feel like they've met that criteria, they check it off. Same thing could be applied to the lesson check. So after we've broken down the criteria for the objective, I want them to rate themselves right now before we even dive into any of this stuff and videos and all that jazz. How do you feel about this? How do you rate yourself as far as what you know and understand about this objective? Are you at a 1? You don't really know anything, which is totally okay. Or are you at a 5? You could teach this to somebody else, and that tells me that I need to provide some opportunities for further and deeper thinking and understanding and learning about this topic. So you do the same thing here. Click add your checkboxes, and then they can use this if you shared it out through Google Classroom or Canvas or whatever your LMS is. They can now come in and check that off. And then you have the ability with that kind of bird's eye view of their document to go in and kind of get a pulse on where everybody is and where they're rating themselves. And this is really too for your students to take ownership in that thinking. So it's right there on the page. They can check it off. And then now they kind of have that understanding in their mind, and so do you. And then at the end, you could do the same thing, build this out the exact same way, and they can do their post-lesson check. What else? So we've got the images, we've got the checkboxes. We also now have the ability to take advantage of the Active Directory within Google Docs. So that means as I start typing somebody who's in my organization's name, it will automatically pick that up because of the Active Directory. And it almost not tags them, so to say, but it makes their name their contact. So if this was somebody I wanted to add into my Google Contacts list, I could add them right here. I could see more info about them. If I click this, it will take me into Google Contacts. And if I have their address or notes about them or things of that nature, it will tag it to that description of them. I can also send them a quick email, hop on a video call, create a calendar event with them. So it's really just bringing together a bunch of different Google apps within tagging their name. And the last one I want to share with you today is the ability to right-click and immediately show editors. So this is like a shortcut to version history. So when I click that, it's now going to tell me who typed that in. And if I need to see more details beyond just the date and timestamp, I can click See Version History, and it will bring me into the full version history there. So I really love some of these new features that they've added, and I hope that you find them beneficial too. Catch you next week.